What's popping? What's dropping? This your boy live and direct in absolute full effect out the 832. Y'all already know how I do. I'm gonna do a quick sound check to make sure my mic is when I do that quick sound check. If you're already in the room, let me know if you can hear me. If you can't, I'm just gonna do this quick loud sound check real fast. We will be doing a quick sound check so I can be heard loud and clear and live and direct in full effect. So if you hear echo, it will, of course, echo. Because this is going to be a sound check, so I can. This is going to be a quick live stream anyway, so you're going to hear some echoes. So might be a little slow as we hear it. Okay, since we got one person in the room, shout out to that one person who's ever in here. Typically, I have loaded live streams or a decent amount of live streams, but a lot of times people listen to the playback, which is absolutely no problem. I have no issue with that whatsoever. But nonetheless, I told y'all so. How come I told y'all so? I told y'all because guess what? I said they were going to trade Clint Capella. I told people, which is absolutely no. I told people they were going to trade Clint Capella all the way back in May. I want to say May 11th. They was going to trade Clint Capella. The reason for them trading Clint Capella is because of what happened during the playoffs. You know, during the playoffs, Capella did not play his best basketball, so he was on the chopping block. His days was numbered as a member of the Houston Rockets. Let's not get this shit twisted. I told y'all all the way back in May that they was going to trade Capella, and I reassured y'all between June and July, after Chris Paul was officially traded, I reassured people. I don't know if it's on my show or Craig's show, but I reassured people that after Chris Paul got traded, Capella was next on the chopping block. And boy, you know, I predicted that motherfucker. I predicted, you know, that Chris Paul was going to get traded, and I predicted Clint Capella get traded. And just as I snapped my goddamn finger, guess what? Those motherfuckers is no longer on the Houston Rockets team. Now, in defense of Chris Paul probably should be on the team looking at Westbrook, because Westbrook does not play any kind of defense whatsoever. But with Capella should have dominated against the Golden State Warriors in last year's conference semifinals. That was no excuse that Draymond Green was blocking Clint Capella's shot in the conference finals and in conference semifinals, that is. Now, with that being said, while they should have traded Clint Capella, they should have gotten more out of the trade. I'm going to say this again. Even though I said they should have traded Clint Capella, they should have gotten more assets out of the damn trade. The problem is you put yourself in a very, very vulnerable position as the Houston Rockets, because basically you don't have a big man at this point. And you were stretching it, having Capella play the center position anyway, because Clint Capella is a natural power forward. I've said this for years, for the last couple of years at least. Clint Capella is a natural power forward. He is not a true center. People will disagree with me. People's can get on my case all they want. But Clint Capella is a natural power forward, which is why Clint Capella is a disappointment at the center position. This is why Clint Capella disappointed them during the playoff run. Now, granted, the Houston Rockets had opportunities to have him dominate in playoff positions. That time where they shot 13 consecutive three-pointers and missed all 13 of them holes, Clint Capella should have got fed the ball down low. In the conference finals, where Golden State won in Game 7, they should have fed Clint Capella the ball then. But last year, there was no excuses because he had plenty of golden opportunities to do better than the way he did last year. And even though I said to trade him, what you got out of the trade didn't make remotely good sense. Which you made a common sense trade, or what should have been a good trade, into a bad trade, because now you basically don't have a center at this point. You're basically playing 1950s basketball. You're playing 1950s basketball to where you're going up against trees and, you got to hope to knock down threes. The Houston Rockets is probably not going to make the playoffs if they push the envelope too fucked up. The Houston Rockets should be in clear-cut playoff position, but since they dropped so far in the seedings and Russell Westbrook hasn't worked out like they should, right now, they could be out of there at this point. And by the way, don't be surprised if the Rockets trade Eric Gordon. Yes, I said it. And don't be surprised if they ship Russell Westbrook on the offseason, if not before the season's over with. Don't be surprised. Because Fertitta thought Russell Westbrook was going to work out, but it really didn't. The efficiency of shots that the Houston Rockets was making last year is they miss Chris Paul right now, because the last 2 years, Chris Paul helped the Houston Rockets set an NBA record in three-point shots because of ball control and great efficiency. Not only that, Chris Paul was a great defender. Westbrook is not a great defender at this point. And even though Russell Westbrook plays good on the offensive end, because I can't really piss on him on the offensive end. And normally I call this motherfucker Russell Rest Haven, but I can't call him Rest Haven, but he is a Rest Haven on defense. But nevertheless, Clint Capella is disappointing right now. And I told y'all Clint Capella was going to get traded. So that's all I'm going to say to this right now, man. But other than that, man, I hope everything works out in Atlanta for Capella, because for the Rockets, they turned a good trade, what should have been a good trade, into a bad trade. And this was a bad trade because they could have gotten a lot more, and they could have gotten more assets out of them. So, be watchful of this year's offseason. If they don't trade Westbrook, somebody like Gordon, or if they don't trade Gordon, they're going to have to make a major move outside of the pieces they have right now. Expect a major move. And if they're unable to make a good move, Houston Rockets is going to be looking like the same thing that they look like this year. So, nevertheless, it's your boy, live and direct in full effect out the 832. Y'all already know how I do.